Now we look at the marketer perspective. How are marketers viewing this? Well, one interesting statistic comes from Alterian, which says that over a third of global marketers said they felt minimally prepared. Not just prepared, but minimally prepared to take advantage of new technologies in digital and social media. They're still trying to figure this stuff out. And yet, 2/3 of marketers deem social media important. We could show you dozens of surveys that say this. This one, again from Alterian, shows that 68% is either critical for success or it's increasingly important. There is still a rising swell of interest in social media, and that's why you see so many social media seminars, webinars, and conferences. You know, I go to them all the time. Then you look at what is the penetration of usage among marketers, and in this case, media. This is media planners, marketing tactics used in the 2010 plans of U.S. media planners right after email marketing is social networks, even ahead of keyword search, which we find a little weird because keyword search usually is right up top or at least right after email. But social networks at 56% of media planners. Interesting. Now let's turn the tide and look at companies, actual marketers. What is their proclivity for using social media? And as you can see, the numbers are all over the place. The sweet spot seems to be about 55%. So 55%, or a little over half, of U.S. marketers are engaging with social media today. It begs the question, we like to look at reciprocals in research. What do you call, what's the technical term for marketers who are not using social media? Anybody know?
So this was the old homepage for a marketer. Hey, let's build a website. It's beautiful. It's probably in Flash, what makes it hard to be discovered in search unless you're really good at SEO, blah, blah, blah. Everything is meticulously managed, right? I would suggest that this has been the homepage for quite a while, right? Now, if you look at this, the red, which is kind of hard to see on the screen, are links that are coming from the brand. Everything else on this page, with the exception of those paid links over there, which are coming from people who are reselling this, either the car or accessories, are coming from places where the sites are about conversation, right? So this is Wikipedia. This is a car blog. That's the same blog. This is a fan community, and so is that. So here is a place where not only if you're interested in the Lancer Evolution, which if you're a 24-year-old guy, typically that's their target, who has a little bit of money or is saving up all their money for their car, this is the thing to get. You know, that's what's going on. Now we look at this now. Is this the homepage, right? Or is the Facebook fan page the homepage? You know, here are people. This is, you know, this isn't the most active search on Twitter, certainly, but you know, a bunch of people saying a bunch of different things about the Lancer Evolution. Conversation is the input, as Jeff was saying. Peers are a very prominent way of making recommendations. If that conversation is sour or if it's great, that will influence purchasing behavior, but it's also a way to introduce your brand to people in interesting ways. Search loves conversation.
So how do we buy social media? Typically, social media has two components. One could be a production fee, so it could be a creative setup, maintenance, or moderation fee of launching a social media program. And then each of the platforms that we identified above typically fall into different pricing models. One of the challenges with social media, as some of the earlier speakers pointed out, is that it's how do we get to an industry standard on what the ROI is in social media? We know it's important. If the most trusted forms of advertising are people that we know, 90%, 92% I think, and 70% of trusted form of advertisement in people that we don't know. We go to buy something on Amazon, and the first thing we do is we look at a review and we say, what did other people say? Most of these people we don't know or will never know, but we place value. 50% of everything we buy online is based on recommendations from people that we don't know, which drives billions of dollars.
The first stage was about going where your users were and creating some sort of consistency of the interface in Flickr, in MySpace, in Facebook. The next step was about really connecting it with the brand. And what you're looking at here is what's called the Jeep experience. And this is actually in the branded environment for Jeep. So what we started to do was have relationships with each of those different destinations to pull content into the branded environment. So for example, a relationship with Flickr, you've already created your Flickr space where there's an aggregation of photos. Now it's about pulling the best of the content into the branded environment and really bubbling up what is the best information or the best content that's being created around Jeep.
The other important thing is understanding and separating the noise and the chatter from the real meaningful communications that are coming in. So being able to isolate and understand who are your most valuable customers, who are the ones making the most important feedback for you and the company is important. Once you find them, it's important to follow them where they are. Reach out to those areas in the web where they're comfortable, where they're going to content and services that are most important to them, and really leveraging those as a way to target them. Here's a blog example that Kraft Nabisco used. They wanted to reach moms that were interested in saving money and deals. So again, another mommy example here. We targeted ads on For the Mamas, ExtraordinaryMommy.com, MommySnacks.net. Again, a rich audience of engaged moms that are sharing advice back and forth. And Nabisco was able to use some paid and earned media to reach out to these mommies, which fostered conversation and comments around, in this example, their cookies.